didn't post about this, but we do have a lender on the call that's going to actually demo this for us. So we're super excited to have Janie with us to be able to go through this. And she's got some active clients in here, so we can actually see what it looks like, real life experiences. So we will dive into that. And Janie, I'm going to actually share my screen really quick, so it might kick yours off.
No worries.
Sorry, I thought I wasn't going to, but I'm going to show Rock University. There we go. Actually, I'm going to go to YouTube. We're just waiting to admit a couple more people and then we will jump in, promise guys. Your channel. Cool. Awesome. So everyone that is in here, I've been on a giveaway frenzy lately. So let's do another one. We have some, while everyone else is jumping on here, some exciting additions coming to Rock University in September, which is going to be awesome. Part of it is going to be hosted on our YouTube channel here. So what I'll do is everyone can go subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to put the link in the chat box here. There we go. It's in the chat box. You can go click subscribe. Once you're in there, there's going to be a subscribe button on that front page there. A lot of new content coming to this, and it will be made visible publicly. As you guys know, on the back end of Rock University right now, you have to have a login with the VIP All Access this year to access all of our trainings that we do, like today. So it will be recorded and uploaded to that VIP All Access library. But there's going to be a lot of content here made publicly starting in September. So, and it's going to feature a lot of very cool, like top producers, industry executives, and things like that. So the lineup is looking very, very cool. So if you go there and subscribe to the YouTube channel, I'll get to the giveaway. I will pick someone from that list today. I'll do a random drawing for a $50 gift card to the rockstarshop.com. So I'll send that out today, but if you can go there, I put the link in the chat box for the new people that just joined. Let me throw that back in there because I don't think it shows for everyone. There we go. You can just go there and subscribe, and then I will pick someone later today. But enough of that. We are going to jump into today's training. There we go, Janie. I just stopped the share so you can share yours. Very excited for today. We're going to talk about one of my favorite tools, Homebot. If you haven't heard about Homebot, it is an amazing listing and seller tool that you can incorporate into your business. It's actually a lender tool, which is why I'm so grateful that Janie Lowe has agreed to come on and demo it for us today. She's with Epic Lending. She is in Arizona, so I know we do have people in Nevada on the call as well. If your lender does not offer this, please reach out to me or your sales executive, and we will connect you with a lender that certainly does, because it is a powerful tool. I'm obsessed with it. I wish title could be more involved, but at least we get to schedule trainings like this and demo it for you guys. But there are several ways that you can incorporate this into your business and leverage its tools. And Janie, do you want to give a little bit of intro for you? And
Absolutely. Thanks,
Perfect.
Justin. So my name is Janie Lowe. I'm with Epic Lending. So I'm actually in-house with Realty One Group. I am located in Scottsdale. I do have a license in California, Colorado, and Florida as well. So if any of you are dual licensed doing transactions in any of those other states, I would really love to help you out. And again, as Justin said, if you need to find a lender that is in Nevada, then we will certainly put you in touch. So just a little bit about me. I've been in finance for 5 years. I absolutely adore this industry. I started off as an agent. So whenever I sort of instruct or show anything, I completely understand your side and your point of view, having been there in your shoes at one point. So I always have you at the front of my mind. And and I just like to be a true partner. So I'm really excited to share with you all the technologies and features Homebot has to offer to help you win more deals.
Very cool. Awesome. And does in the chat box real quick, who currently has Homebot or they're using it? Just always curious. And then we will go ahead and dive in. I know a lot of people have signed up for it, or maybe they haven't. I was in Vegas and a lot of agents were excited about it. So, but as we take a look at that, Jeannie, let's go ahead and jump into a demo on what the agents can expect, how they can leverage this.
Okay, great. Can everyone see the screen with Homebot on it with the where it says clients?
Yep, looks good.
Okay, great. So whenever you log into your Homebot, I always recommend that if you're interested in this, you reach out to a lender so that they can sponsor you. Whenever a lender sponsors you, we can waive the setup fee, and what it's going to do is allow you to unlock all of the technologies and all the features Homebot has to offer. You can sign up for this alone without a lender, but you're going to miss out on a lot of the cool features we're going to dive into today. Whenever we are looking and you log in for the very first time, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see your clients page, and it's going to immediately take you to your activity. Here is going to be basically all the information that you'd want to know about how Homebot is working for you. So it's going to give you your 30-day performance. I've had my Homebot up and running with about 80 clients in here. Probably I would say about 5 months. I'm relatively new to Homebot, but I'm really passionate about it. And this has enough data in here that I can share with you what's working. So it's going to divide it into your homeowners, or in other words, we'll just call them sellers, and then buyers. So you can use this two ways. You can use them for clients that you've already closed transactions for that are past clients, and you can also use them for prospective sellers. You can also use the platform for just your buyers. So if you want to do open houses, I know if any of you are newer agents or just agents ready to hit the ground and just get some more buyers and farm more buyers, you can definitely put people in here that don't have a property address. If you're going to put in a homeowner, all you need is just their name and their email address and then their physical address. And if they're a buyer, all you need is just a name and an email address, since they don't have a property associated. Of course, the biggest question you might have is when it comes to homeowners versus buyers, well, aren't your homeowners that are selling going to become a buyer? They get to use both sides. They can actually explore the selling features and the buying features within their same digest. On the whole, what Homebot is going to do is email a monthly digest to your clients, and it's automatic. Now they are staggered. It's not going to send your whole database of, let's just say here, these 64 sends. I have about, I think, 80 people. So it does send them staggered. So you will see different activities that your clients are doing, but it's just going to be a few at a time, which is kind of nice to break it up. If you guys are already using a newsletter feature, like in your CRM, I'm sure you realize that the biggest feature of that is just touching base with the people that are in your sphere. This I feel like is a good option if you kind of want to set it and forget it. This is going to send it automatically, and it tracks your open rate. Now, anyone that is using a newsletter, I feel like you might probably be looking at, if you get 20% open rate, that's really good. Homebot is very unique. If you see here, it tells me 84% of my homeowners are opening the digest. So that means a little over 8 out of 10 people are being reached. They're reading this information, and that's huge. But what's more huge is on this first activity screen, you actually get to track what is resonating with people when they open your digest. So as opposed to, let's just say, like a newsletter, if you're writing in there like your market snapshot, what the average median list price is, the market that's cooling, why it's cooling, what does a shift mean, you're going over a lot of information, and you may not be sure what are people interested in. Like in my newsletter, the people that opened it, what do you like and what do you not like? You'd actually have to get on the phone and have a conversation or email them back and forth to find out what they like about it. What's cool about Homebot is that it actually tracks the clicks and the engagement for you. So here you can read that my most recent send was to Rosalind Heckman. She has a home in North Phoenix. She viewed her home's market, and that was yesterday. Michael Hubert explored his market temperature, the home market, and the selling signals. When you hover over each of these features in the activity feed, it actually tells you what it relates to. So here, when we hover over home's market, it says they explored their selling potential. So this person might be interested in potentially listing his home. If we keep scrolling, you can see that this client 2 days ago messaged me. So we're going to show you an example of a digest of exactly what the client sees so that you can see where he would be messaging me. But he said, in this message, I'll show you, he said, hey, should I refi? What would my refi rate be if I wanted to create an emergency fund? So whenever you get a message from a client, you get basically a threefold notification. Homebot will text message you in real time that your client has a question. It'll email you in real time that your customer has a question. And then thirdly, you're going to get a notification from Homebot that someone within your database has a question. So you're really not going to miss this prime opportunity to talk to them. And at the end of the day, we just want to keep talking to our database without just calling to say, hey, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell? So here's where you would see all of the activity. If you are an agent who does regular database calls and you never know where to start, I find personally, I usually just start in alphabetical order and I get to about G or H and I stop. And then I end up only really touching that first half of my database. If you're looking for where to start, this might be a great place for you. If you use Homebot, 84 people or 84% open it, and then you're looking at who's using it, maybe Michael here would be my first call today. 2 days ago, he had a lot of activity. I would probably definitely be calling Rocky the second I got the message, but say I didn't call him right away, I'd be calling him next on my list. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to basically channel your focus of who you're going to reach out to in your database based on who's actually interested in what you have to say. A lot of these newsletters that most people send out, if you don't have an ability to track anything but the open rate, this gives you an idea of who's interested and who wants to continue the conversation. So I really enjoy this. I have 2 pages of activity. And so at least people are getting some great engagement.
Janie,
Now,
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
So when we first, I know that these go out once a month, right? These
Yes.
touch term once a month. Okay.
Yes.
So I noticed I set up a few people a couple days ago and then they got something sent to them the next day.
Yes.
So yesterday was the 10th. So does that mean they won't get anything more until September 10th?
Correct.
So everybody's different, right? It's going to be based on when they get set up in there.
Yes, it'll be staggered. So your whole database won't receive the email for the monthly update. For instance, it won't always be the first of every month. It's going to be a rolling 30-day digest. Whenever you upload a client, and I'll show you guys how to upload your database in a moment. Whenever you upload a client, usually if you're doing it in a bulk upload, they'll get their first digest within about 3 to 5 days, just depends on how large your upload was. And if you add a client individually, likely that digest will go out, if not same day, the very next day. But they will not get bombarded with digests weekly, it'll be monthly. And there's always new information each month. It won't just send the same tedious information too. So that's a great question. Please throw questions at me as they come or use the chat box anytime. I don't want to miss anything.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. So here, I went over the activity screen. Honestly, the biggest takeaway from this screen is just if you're looking for people to call the people that are most engaged because they're the most likely to continue the conversation with you. Now, what we'll do is I'll go into my homeowners section here. And if you're looking for a specific homeowner, let's say that Donna Alfaro reached out to me and she had a question about something in her digest. I can either scroll, it's in alphabetical order to get to the person that reached out, or I can use this search box. Whenever you click on a client, we will use, let's just say Marilyn. She has a home in Florence, Arizona. It's appreciating like crazy. So here I can actually see all the details that I entered in. So here it has her property address. This was a refinance I did, so I don't have an agent attached. If you did a purchase transaction, it's going to be in here. Your information will be as the agent, and then you'll have your lender. You can update any of the information that you like. You can update how many beds and baths it has, their square footage. You can update some basic facts about when the home was last sold, what it was sold for from public record, and then the current AVM. Here it's going to show you, this is again just the back end side. This is going to show you when they received their last digest, did they open it? If they did, there will be a green check mark here. And then this is when they estimate that the next digest is going to go out. So this kind of answered your question as well, Elizabeth. If you're curious when the next one's going to go out, it will give you an idea of a time frame. It's letting you know what email address you used, and you can update this information at any time. You do not need a phone number for Homebot, just to give you an idea. You just need a property address, name, and email. Here it's going to give you.
Sorry,
Yeah, go ahead.
Another question. On the up towards the top where the bedrooms, bathrooms are, how important is it to update that? Does it affect the value at all that they're going to be receiving, or no?
So throughout Homebot, whenever you're looking at the data of the AVM, the sold dates, obviously this isn't a 0 bed, 0 bath home. But whenever you're entering this information, the more accurate, the better. The client can adjust any of these values as well. Where Homebot gets all of its data is from a company called Black Knight Data. It's one of the largest data companies in the country. It's not always going to be perfectly accurate. And this AVM is probably going to be a source of contention amongst clients, yourselves, and agents. So here's a small tidbit. I don't necessarily think that the AVM has to be perfectly accurate, and here's why. If it's inaccurate, the client gets the ability to update any of this information. When they do, you get notified in their activities that they were doing something, that they had activity on the account. And let's just say Marilyn did a renovation, and she added a bath. Well, when she goes in here and updates that, it's going to adjust the AVM. But also, if she thinks her AVM is low because her neighbor just sold their home or is listing their home for $550, and she changes this on her end, she might change the value, or she might reach out with a comment and say, hey, I think my home value is low. Can we talk about this? All it did by having a quote unquote mistake or misinformation is open up the door for opportunity for future conversation. And that's really all we're after. We're after being able to have a conversation with these clients, be they past or prospective clients. So don't ever fret about, too much about the info, because it might just give them an opportunity to update it and create another conversation with you. So here, if you wanted to, for each individual person, you can check the history going all the way back to when you entered them into the database. So here it tells you this is what they started off her AVM just 3 months ago at 476. Then Black Knight Data tracked her loan. Then she opened emails, and you get to see when she opens it. So it's kind of nice. You're kind of creeping on them for their activity. But it's just good to know, again, what people are seeing and what they like. And more importantly, did they open it? Are they still enjoying Homebot? So you can go into each one individually. I wanted to show you one where I recently did a loan for them. When you partner with Epic to do a loan, it's going to automatically go into your Homebot account if we're linked. So whenever you upload your database, you accept an invitation from a sponsoring lender, whether it be myself or another lender. Something important to know is that I cannot see your database unless we partnered on the transaction. So this loan here, I did close it with Epic in May. That loan information and everything about it, the appraisal, gets ported over to Homebot directly from my lending origination system. So all this information is 100% accurate. Whenever that happens, it's just nice for you that you don't have to do the task of manually uploading every single closing. Because if you're a top producing agent and you're closing 10, 12 transactions a quarter, or even more, 10 a month, that's going to be a little frustrating for you to keep up and manually add. So it'll get automatically added to your Homebot account for you. Whenever you upload your database, let's say you have 500 people, your sponsoring lender cannot see your database. We cannot be emailing them. I can't see a name, a phone number, an address, nothing. I know the amount of people you've uploaded, but that's all. If your client within their digest has a financing or lending question specifically, like clicks on a button that says, I'd like to get pre-qualified, or if I make a lump sum payment towards my principal, what happens to my loan? That's the only time your client gets connected with me. Otherwise, I cannot see your database. So you don't have to worry about them getting hounded by your sponsoring lender for business. Now, in this one, you'll notice that it has a little bit more information as opposed to my other client. It actually has the beds, the baths, the total square feet. This is exactly how much her purchase price was. She closed escrow on the 5th and her home has appreciated $39,000 already. If you would like to be doing CMAs on some past clients, you can always upload your information here to update their current AVM, and then it'll send them a new digest. The next time they get it, it'll be uploaded with your information. You can always choose, let's say that you did an AVM and you realize that her home's actually worth $460. You can click this button for have you done a CMA, update her value, and then hit this send home email to send it prematurely, meaning just before it would have normally gone out on this window of the 6th to the 16th. If you think she might be an active seller, then you can just send it right away to get her this information. So this is just a great opportunity for you to, again, just continue staying in contact. And in every single one, it gives you the history of what they've been up to within their digest. So let's dive in. What does a digest actually look like? So in any client, you can hit this little I button, preview digest, and it'll let you open it up and see exactly what the client received. This is going to show you the digest, but doesn't show you the email they receive. Whenever you send them an email for the very first time and every subsequent time thereafter, it's everything from Homebot is phrased as if it's coming from you. So it'll say, if I was an agent, it would say, hi, Valerie, here's your current home report and tips on how to save money. Call or email with questions. It'll always have your information as the agent front and center. This one, I just happened, the agent didn't have Homebot, so I'm on this one by myself. But whenever there's a real estate agent, it's always you guys front and center. So your information is in the email, the body of the email, as well as at the bottom of the digest. So here it's going to go into right away into this is what the estimate of your home value is. Again, they can tune it. This just gives you an opportunity to talk to them. So it's not a bad thing. So a lot of people worry and they're like, that's not what Zillow says. Great, let's talk about it and keep them off of Zillow. So this will track their appreciation, how much their home's worth. It's really pretty graph. Give them a little bit of insight into their market. So this home is in area code 85022. They can click on any of these things. It's very interactive and it'll take them out to a map to show them what's going on in that zip code. The net worth of her home, if she were to sell today, is going to be about $51,000. And it gets all this information from either the loan data, from immediately porting it from a closing, from a sponsoring lender you're working with on a transaction, or it uses Black Knight data. Won't always be 100% from Black Knight, but it'll be very close. Here it's going to explain to them with their loan what's going on. So this is again why it's important to partner with a lender. If you're not, they don't get any of this information other than just basically the value in the market. This is where it would stop. If you're using a lender, they get so much more to explore. So she's paid, a little bit towards principal and interest. She can update these loan numbers at any time. Let's say that she made a lump sum payment last month. She came across the money, wanted to pay down $10,000. It will update this for her. Let's just say she wants to pay an extra $300 a month towards her principal. It tells her how much she'll save, which could then be shortening her mortgage term to 8 years faster. She can always hit at any time questions like, have you already paid extra? You should learn a little bit more. So the reason this is important is just that if we can save buyers money, it might be money that they might be willing to spend on a future investment property, which brings you more deals. This to me is the absolute coolest feature of Homebot. I know a lot of people are talking about Airbnb, short-term rentals, even long-term rentals. This is a feature that says if you rented your home on Airbnb, how much could you potentially earn? So it shows you a graph of what are the best months if you are interested in doing Airbnb, what are the most lucrative months for your client to be doing? And then here they can actually adjust it because on average it's 109 a night in this area, but maybe she's got some really pretty furnishings. She actually puts out toothpaste, toothbrush, coffee, like she's really going the extra mile. You can adjust this. If you think that you'd only use it as an Airbnb 5 nights a month, you can adjust that and you can say that you do it super often. So it's a sliding scale. They get to play with this.
Where
And
did you go
then-
on that one?
Say
To
it again?
find for the Airbnb, where did you go?
It's just on their monthly digest.
way down
So they
there.
just keep
at the bottom.
scrolling.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't see
Yep.
that.
I see it.
Good question. And then I think I got a question here in the chat.
Sorry,
Let me-
there's 2 of us here today.
So if they've done a loan with Epic, if not, say they've used another lender for the loan, will they be able to see this? Or is it something we as agents have to input? So that's from Jocelyn. So if they did not do a loan with your lender that you're sponsored with, then this information isn't going to port over to your Homebot automatically because they wouldn't have been, it's basically a lender platform, that inputs this info. So you would just have to do it manually. So what you'll do is you'll create an Excel spreadsheet. You can put the name of your client, first name, their email address, their property address. That's all you need. Black Knight will fish for the data for you to upload, but if you want to go the extra mile and you kept the settlement statement, you can upload their loan information and have it to be as accurate as possible. So you can definitely do that. Does it cost to get sponsored? So the benefit of having a lender is that it dramatically reduces your cost for this program. It's about $25 a month. Up to, I'll let Justin correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's 750 clients you can put in here. It'll be $10 a month for more clients to be able to upload, but most people's database isn't much larger than 750 anyway. Please let me know if you want to sign up with this with me because I can send you a $50 setup fee coupon code. I'll put it in here. This is the coupon code to waive your setup fee.
Yeah, I think you're right on that, Jeannie, for the cost of that. And then if you're in Arizona, for sure they can use that, correct? And if you're in Nevada, we will be able to connect you with a lender there if you don't already have one that can sponsor you with this platform.
Correct.
If you're in AZ, absolutely reach out to Janie. She will, obviously she's giving you this coupon code to be able to waive that fee there.
Yep. And then for
Question.
relocation AZ, what if you work with 2 different lenders? You do have to pick. Unfortunately, you can't be sponsored by multiple lenders on this platform. If you do business in 2 different states, you can always reach out to customer service at homebot.ai to ask if you can have 2 different profiles for 2 different states. But if you do work with multiple lenders in the same states, I know that we all have multiple lending partners, but unfortunately you do have to make one your primary to be using Homebot with. You can change it at any time. If you need to update it, say you're working with a lender and they were really great because you were doing predominantly FHA business, first time home buyer, and then all of a sudden you completely moved and now you do only bank statement loans and investment loans and things that are a little bit beyond the traditional. You can always change that lender at any time. Again, it would be customer service at homebot.ai. So I will put that in the chat box. At the end, I'll put all of the good links and information, sign up links, all that great stuff for you guys. But good questions.
But I have another
Jeannie.
question.
Go ahead,
Hi.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, so I was curious if we have clients that are out of state, family members that are out of state, can we add them to this as well? And would it work even though they're not in Arizona? I imagine.
Yeah, so technically, even though I'm not licensed to do loans in Nevada, you can still sign up. They'll still get this information. The only issue is that I won't really be able to quote them any rate pricing or pre-qual information because I'm not authorized to do business there. But if they're out of state, and let's just say they live in Chicago, Illinois, and they're looking to move here to Arizona, you can absolutely put their information in as a buyer to send them information about Arizona. So you definitely can do that. Whenever you have a buyer, you just have to put in a zip code for a market that they're interested in. And that market would hopefully be where they're looking to move, which would be Arizona. It's not going to be able to show them any homes, or as soon as we get to the buyers, which I'll jump to in a moment, I'll show you about the markets. It won't show them any listings in any zip codes or areas that you guys don't have MLS access to. Like if they were looking into Sedona, Sedona has their own regional MLS. They won't be able to look at those homes with you, only because unless you had the Sedona MLS, it'll only show you the AR MLS.
Okay.
Does that answer your
Um,
question?
But if they're a homeowner there, it would show their value accurately, roughly. I mean, it would work the same.
It should. I have quite a few borrowers. I dropped a few states. I was in 13 states and I've dropped down to 4. It still shows my buyers everything about their home, even though I'm no longer doing much business in Idaho and Oregon. It still shows them all the information about that area, even though I don't work there any longer.
Okay, so I have a question. So if I have buyers from a different state that are looking to buy here, I can still add them on the buyer's side, right? What are they gonna get if I add them?
I would recommend that you don't add your out-of-state buyers with their out-of-state, like, I wouldn't put them in as a homeowner with, let's just use my Chicago example again, like they're in Illinois, because you're not really going to benefit from, I mean, you can always do a referral out to list that property, but if you personally aren't licensed in that state, you're not really doing yourself any really good service because you can't help them
Right, but
with
what if they're
selling.
moving over here?
Correct. You would enter them in as a buyer,
As a
and
buyer,
then they
okay.
would get a buyer's report that would tell them all about the market and what's going on in their desired zip code. And they can be subscribed to multiple zip codes. So that kind of
Okay.
brings me over here. I'll go into buyer's reports. If you have any questions about buyers, I'll probably answer it. And if not, definitely throw more at me. But I really do enjoy this part here about the Airbnb. I think a lot of you guys get a lot of questions about, well, how can I make money with Airbnb? This can just kind of plant the seed. And then with this revenue, it can tell you what you can do with it. So if you're making $2,300 a month from renting out their home as an Airbnb, they're going to make $30,000 a year. If you paid this monthly money of $2,355 to your mortgage, it's going to save you money and saves you time off the loan. Or they can be asking you, which is more likely, hey, I noticed that I'm going to get $30,000 in revenue a year. What if I save that for a year and then invest that into a new home? Can you show me new homes, to buy as investments? So again, just opening doorways, opening opportunities for you guys to win more deals. If they ever have a generic question, they can click, can you help me learn more? And then it always gives you an opportunity for your clients to share Homebot with others, and it'll be linked directly to you since they're sharing it from you. And at the bottom, it would always have, again, your information. It's only got mine because this is my lender account, but it would have your information front and center. I always recommend uploading your photo, of course, your name, it'll have your phone number, your email address, all that good stuff. And then if you are co-sponsored with the lender's information will only be at the bottom of the report and right underneath yours. So the lender is very much in the background of this platform. Having the lender just gives them more technologies like this Airbnb and what they can do with their loan, but it's always advertising the agent first. This is still an agent-oriented platform. So in here, if we go back, we're going to go look at buyers. So that way you guys can see what that looks like. It's going to look a little different because they don't have a loan attached and they don't have a property address that's appreciating. So all I've done is just back out. This was the home screen here. So if you wanted to look at your buyers, you can see here it divides it to let you know of your buyers, what percentage of those open. Super proud of my 100%, but then again, it's just 2 people. So let's click on buyers. Here I've got 2. I always recommend right here, this buyer here, Lucy, this is actually an agent. If you're interested in sharing Homebot with someone and you're not really sure exactly what they're going to receive after you've had this class with me and you feel like I understand it, the first person I recommend to upload to your database in Homebot is yourself. Even if you don't own a home, put in a home address of a dream home that you like. It's not going to make sure that your name is the title, and it won't send you a digest. If not, you can definitely put in what you like, but I just recommend that you do that so that you can receive a digest yourself. And it's always easier to explain it to a client or relate to them if they're asking you a specific question about their digest, if you already have one. So that way you can kind of follow along and realize what it does and enjoy Homebot from the client perspective as well. So here, it's going to tell you that my buyer himself input that this is when he wanted to move. He input his own price point of what he's looking to spend. Here it shows that he did not hit the button to get pre-qualified for this purchase. If he does, we can upload the pre-qual here, and this will turn to pink and let you know that he is pre-qualified. And then this is the zip code that he's interested in living in. He can have multiple, that's why it says zips. It only says one because that's all he's interested in, but they can have multiple. So I just wanted to share that with you. His buyer report was last sent yesterday, so hopefully we have some activity if he opened it. So in here, this is your back end view of your buyers. It's going to have their price point, why they want to buy a home, buy a different one, when they want to move, and then their favorite markets. I can add the pre-qual here. And again, and it's just going to give me the activity of what he was up to. So here we're going to preview the report. So before on your homeowners, it said preview digest. This says preview report. So when we open it up, here, it's just going to look a little different. Again, you as the agent will be front and center. This is his price point. You can change it for him. Say he calls you and says, hey, actually, I got a promotion at work. I think I can afford just a little bit more. Great, let's update it. So you can change that. He can also change it as well on his side. How do your favorite markets stack up? This is neat, interactive, like it's telling you, where are we? From 0 in a buyer's market to 100 in a seller's market, what kind of market are we in right now? It's telling you that in Tonopah, which is just outside like west of Buckeye, quite a bit, that it's still a seller's market at 84 out of 100. It tells you what the buying timeline is. This is very flexible. It's just saying that on average data of how long homes are on the market and selling yours and packing up a moving truck, that it's probably going to take you 95 days to buy. You can always explain this to the buyer that it's just saying if you decide you want to move today, most people don't actually move that quickly. It doesn't mean that's how long it takes to find a new home. The amount of square footage based on the market and at his price point, this is about the size of the homes that he could expect to see. And this is the average price of homes in that area. He can hit view home listings, and I can show you how you can connect your IDX feed to Homebot so he could be shopping listings through your MLS. And then he can explore other markets. Just because he put in a favorite market of, I think it was 85354, he can look at other ones. Here's the pink bubbles that he can click on to ask you questions. When he types in a question here, you get instantly notified. So that's super important. If a client has a question, it's always best to get back to them right away, because likely if they have questions, you know, they're going to find an answer, and we want to make sure it comes back to you. So here is where you would see that. And then this is again that buying timeline. This is why I say it's not 95 days of like put in a contract and close. This incorporates how long does it take you to pre-qualify? How long does it take you to search? If he already knows the home he wants, well, we're cutting off 50 days. So it's really only, you know, a shorter amount of time. Whenever it says close, Epic Lending can close your loans in 21 days or less. We have an on-time close guarantee. If we don't make the time frame, we give you $2,000 towards your buyer's closing costs. So this is a little overshot as well. And then here, he can ask you further questions and then where his price point is. So here, it's just kind of interesting. He can change it. It shows him that over time, like with interest rates, how does that affect affordability? This is really important because I think a lot of people are stuck here in 2021, remembering when rates were really low, thinking they could still afford, you know, a bit higher of a price point because the interest rates were lower. And I think this is good for homeowners to understand how much they can afford is a little bit less because interest rates are a little higher. But I always tell people, don't not buy because of interest rate. The interest rate doesn't have to be forever, but the home might. So don't pass up the home over the rate, just refinance. So here it still tells you about the Airbnb feature on the future home. And then always your information again at the very bottom, and then the lender will be underneath. Homebot gets a very low unsubscribe rate. People seem to love it. I wish I knew the proprietary info behind it, the recipe for success, but they get really high open rates and very little subscribe rates. Okay. So in here, you'll also have your ability to add your database. So once you create your account, this is the first page I would go to. So on your home page, you click Add Client. You can add them one at a time. This is tedious, super don't recommend. You really should add your clients in bulk. So if you do add them individually, Homebot only needs a first name, a last name, and an email address. As you can see, it does not need a phone number. If you want to add their home address, great. That would make them a homeowner. And if not, that's really all you need. You can add in where it's sold. This kind of goes to that question I had at the beginning of, do I need to input all this information if I'm not working with a lender that it goes straight to Homebot with? Here's where you'd add that information. And then you can also add a co-borrower too. I recommend doing this if you do deals with husband and wife, where maybe husband bought the home, but the wife handled all the communication. Make sure they're both getting it. And also it's important to never skip over that spouse, right? I've heard a couple stories from agents where if you don't weigh them both equally, you might think that one makes all the decisions, but you'd be amazed at how far that extra mile goes when you include that spouse on everything, because they appreciate the inclusion. And then here, if they're a buyer, you have the opportunity to add them as a buyer as well, if they're also a homeowner. So most of your homeowners, they'll be homeowners for a minute, and then whenever they express interest in buying another home, then you can just hit that toggle within their homeowner page in here. Here's where you'd add them in bulk. It tells you exactly what you need. Really convenient. You can download the template. It'll just tell you in an Excel spreadsheet that they need the first name in a column, last name in a column, email address, address. It'll show you exactly how it likes it, but you don't have to do it to a T, but just make sure you have all of this information. Yours will not ask you for an NMLS because that's my mortgage license.
Janie, I have a question.
Yes.
So what if I have a client that's bought 2 condominiums? Do I put them in twice, or is there a section where I can put them in once and then put the property addresses in a different section?
I believe you input it twice. I don't think in one digest they'll get both properties.
Okay.
Let me reach out to Homebot and triple check, but I believe the last time I researched this, you do have to enter it in twice and they'll get a digest for each property, because the digest is property specific, not person specific. It's all about this address, what's its value, what are the features you can do with it, like Airbnb, rent it out, exploring the market around the property. So I believe they would get 2 digests, and they shouldn't be too irritated because they're both, they're going to be specific to the property.
Okay.
So I will get you the definitive information and email it to you. I should have it in 24 hours.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And then here it'll give you a buyer template if you're just uploading a buyer. What's great is to have Homebot on hand. If any of you do open houses on a tablet, it'd be really nice to have this pulled up, and then you can just enter them in automatically right there while they're in front of you, or use your app if you're doing an app. Like if you have one to send them listings, but if you had Homebot up, it's really convenient because then it'll start sending them that digest and keep them engaged, and not just be, you know, signing them up for Flex MLS, showing them homes you're not sure they like. They get the opportunity to explore. So here's where you would drag and drop. and then just click how you know these people. It's optional, but it'll give them a tag just to be able to better curate that digest monthly, and then you hit upload. So the bulk upload feature will only be there if you are subscribed to Homebot and you're paying $25 a month. If you just sign up for this on your own without a lender, it'll only let you add the clients one at a time. You do get to try Homebot when I send you a link for it, or any lender does. You'll get to try it for free for your first 25 clients just to see if you like it. And then if you do and you want to upload more than 25, that's when you start paying the 25 a month to use the service. After you've uploaded all your clients, or actually before you do, this is just a pro tip, just a recommendation. I would go here to customize before you upload, and I would do a video email. I would upload a video and explain to them homeowner intro and a buyer intro. I read a statistic that said a lot of people would use the realtor that they use to buy their home to sell their home or buy another if they could only remember their name. So this would be a great opportunity to get your face and your personality back in front of them when you're sending them this digest. Not a lot of people unsubscribe, but nonetheless, they should probably deserve a reason as to why they're receiving this. So if you upload a video and says, and I'd make it short, I think it's got a limit of a minute. You have to upload it to YouTube or BombBomb. YouTube's free. You don't have to have your YouTube public. It can be private. You just need to have a link. You'll take that link and upload it here, but you can just do a short video. Hi, my name's Janie Lowe. I'm a local real estate agent. It's so, pleasure to be working with you again. I just wanted to sign you up for Homebot. Homebot's a great tool. It's going to keep us in touch, let you know what your home is doing, how the market around you is performing, reach out with any questions. Make it that simple, but at least you got your face, your smile, your personality, your energy in front of them, and it'll only send it to them once. So it's not recurring, but it's just a really nice welcome to the platform. I hope you enjoy this. And it's just going that extra mile. All these things right now in this market are really great if you can just put the effort in and just do that one little video, because I guarantee you it'll stand out and you'll probably get a lot more engagement than if you didn't. But the reason I do the video first before you upload is because when you upload your database, Homebot, as soon as they upload those clients, it's going to start shooting out those digests as they're ready. If you do the video first, the video is geared up and ready to be sent to your list of home buyers, homeowners, or both. And then that way, if the video has already been uploaded and it's ready, then when you upload your database, when your database does get that first email, that video will be attached. And I just think it's a real great pro move just to get in front of people and just be a little bit more personable and rememberable. So that is what I would do here. You can do videos at any time. It doesn't just have to be at the very beginning. It's always going to be a one-time video, and they do have to be short. But I can definitely help you if you need any help with uploading it to YouTube and then taking the link and adding it to any of your digests. So just reach out and let me know that. And then here as well, this customized tab is where we reached the video email. You can do a home search here. I wouldn't do this as an agent. I have this clicked because I'm not currently working as an agent, but over here, I would get this connected instead. This will be custom listings. This is where you attach your IDX feed from the MLS. You can get your IDX feed directly from, I believe, your Realty One Group website, because that's connected to the IDX. So you can, or any website that you have your feed connected to, they'll be able to upload those custom listings.
JD,
Yeah.
what if we don't have the home search box? Because I don't have that. And I was on a Zoom a couple days ago, another Homebot one, and I don't have that option.
The home search or the custom listings?
The home search. I have the custom listings. I don't have the home search.
So the home search here is on my lender platform, I believe, because I'm not an agent connected to the MLS for my clients. So home search is sponsored by this YLOPO. So if you have custom listings, Homebot wants you to be using your MLS, so that way it comes back to you. So I believe that's why you don't have it, but I do have insider information from Homebot that they are going to soon probably be moving everybody over to this. They're looking for an easier way for people to search listings. But if you'd like to start using your Homebot with the custom listings and you're not sure how to attach it, I'm going to put my email address in the chat box and just email me with any questions or support help you need. And again, I'll put the customer support for Homebot as well that can help you attach this. But I believe the reason you don't have home search is just because in my lender profile, I shouldn't have access to the MLS. So that's what I believe.
Oh,
I
that
believe
makes
that's correct, Janie. Yeah.
Okay.
So you should see custom listings as an agent in yours.
Okay. So that's really the ins and outs of Homebot in a nutshell. I do recommend, again, just if it were my very first steps and I was on this call and I was like, I like this platform, what do I do? First thing I do is just reach out to a lender that can sponsor you in your state. If it's me, reach out to me. Let me know you're interested in the platform. I'll send you an invite. Next step would be you'd want to type in that code to waive your setup fee. You'd want to go ahead and get started by uploading your database. Before you do that, upload a short video welcoming all your clients to Homebot. As soon as you upload your database, you should see those digests going out. And then from there, I would just be monitoring this feed whenever you can, just to check on what people are doing, what's resonating, what do people like, who are your active buyers. And one last feature that I didn't mention is that once a week, Homebot on its own is going to send you an email. So just you, the agent, and it's going to let you know this week, these were the top 10 most active homeowners or buyers in your database that are using Homebot. And this is what they're interested in. And this is how many activities they had. So it would tell me that, Michael Hubert has been the most active homeowner. He had 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll tell me he had 4 activities. And if you really are looking for an easy way to organize your day, and one day a week, and I recommend at least one day a week, you reach out to somebody in your sphere or some portion of it, you can definitely use the day that you receive the Homebot, which I believe is Monday. Whenever you receive that report, go ahead and call those 10 people as your first calls. Of course, I wouldn't say, hey, I'm tracking your activity on this website, but I would just say, hey, I was just thinking about you. How are you doing? And then it's probably going to organically come up that they're enjoying Homebot and they're interested in selling, buying, or whatever their signal may have been or activity may have been that they were doing. And it's just an easy way to help you focus your energies on the people that want to work with you. And this can probably thin out your database as well. If you insert 500 people and 250 of them have never opened it, then maybe it's a good opportunity to reach out and just say, hey, I wanted to touch base with you. If you were looking to buy or sell, would you give me your business? And if they just tell you, you know what, my sister's a real estate agent, I wouldn't be able to use you. Well, then great. You can channel all of your marketing activities to the people who are interested. And I really think this is a great client retention or kind of, it's not a CRM, and Homebot doesn't want you to think it's a CRM because it doesn't have, you do have some ability to write some notes. I'd still use a CRM, but this is just a good way to just stay in touch, stay connected, and really set it and forget it. But that's really all I have about Homebot. If you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. And Justin, if there's anything that I didn't touch on that you absolutely love about this platform, please chime in. But I just appreciate everybody's cooperation and listening to me share all the passion I have for this platform.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Janie. We really appreciate it. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
So on the videos, would I be able to upload one in Spanish and one in English?
Yeah.
Or is it just one video?
So it'll be one video, but you can definitely tailor, I would say, depending on your sphere and in your database, if you have maybe 5 people that are Spanish only, you can actually go into each one of them and attach a video directly. So let me see if I can show you how to do that here real quick. So if you've got a homeowner, and let's just say it's LaTanya. should be able to send her an email and send her a video directly. It might be here or it might be customized video email. Send to all. I know there's a way to do it. Let me find out for you. It's a good question. I think there's a way within their own digest, you can attach it to just that one
Okay.
and then send it out. But normally you'd be using this feature here to send it out to all of them, but I'll find out for you.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. And then there, I'm going to share my screen real quick. And while you do that, maybe you can pop in your contact info in that chat box. That way, if they want to reach out to you, they can certainly do that. As you guys can see, this platform is absolutely amazing with what it can do. I'm going to pop into mine real quick. So 3 tips before I let you guys go. 1, she had mentioned video. Absolutely video, video, video. I know if you've been on these trainings before, how much I actually talk about video. Video converts 800% more, 800% more. That's a real stat than static text or images. Okay. So video is now, it is the future. Please take the time to start implementing it into your business. The second is if you go in your account, if you go under share and you see this page here, share to generate leads. Okay. A lot of website platforms do not have a property valuation feature, or it's an add-on. You have to pay extra. So you, through Homebot, get your own landing page. If I click preview page, and it looks something like this. It's all branded to you as an agent, right? So they can go in and enter their address and start getting those digests and all that good stuff, and it will go into your Homebot account, so you can see their information. But what I would recommend is, because Homebot talks so much about building wealth and investing and taking equity and putting that into Airbnbs and investment properties and things like that, you can really change your verbiage when you're talking about instant property valuations. I would take this link, copy it. This is specific to you. And then go to, you've heard me talk about this before, QR Code Monkey is the best QR code free generator out there, okay? I would go to QR Code Monkey, and I would put this landing page in there. You could customize the colors if you want to. Click create QR code. Download this QR code, name it Homebot QR code, whatever you want to name it like that, so you know which one it is. Add this to all your flyers, your open house flyers, your listing flyers, anywhere you're going to put it, utilize that link. Add it into your email signature, right? How much equity do you have in your home? Check today. And it takes them to this page here, okay? Super powerful. Again, it's included in with your Homebot. A lot of websites do not have that property valuation feature in there, or it's an add-on. So you can definitely save some money there with that. And again, that's under share. And then share on page. They also give you like a widget that you can go in and add as well. Looks something like this. So if you want to add that to your website, you can always do that as well. But I just wanted to show you guys that. That's super, super powerful that you can use. And again, video, video, video is the new location, location, location. So make sure that you guys are incorporating that in your business. Any questions? Holly loves a QR code generator. Yes, it is one of the best. Janie entered in her information. Are you guys go in there real quick? Copy that. She just gave us all that info, especially for Homebot. Reach out to her if you want to get signed up. Yes, Jocelyn. So I would share everywhere. If you have a link tree in your social media, I'd add your Homebot landing page in there with it, right? See how much equity you have, how much equity can you use your equity to buy an investment property, things like that. So yeah, add it to your Facebook, Instagram, email signature, everywhere. Janie's not licensed in Nevada. However, we do have connections in Nevada. We have lender partners there that we can definitely connect you guys with. So reach out to either myself or Janie, and we'll be able to get you with a lender there. This is a lender sponsored tool.
I have recommendations for Nevada. I have a few partners at Epic that have really treated my referrals really well. I've sent 2 up there, and I have a couple recommendations if you need one.
Awesome. Very good. And one last thing, I know I said this in the beginning of the call. Some people jumped on. I'm going to put the link back in there for the YouTube channel. You can see here, we have some amazing content coming in September. Couple additions to Rock University that we're super excited about. Some more details will come. But if you go subscribe to this YouTube channel today, I will take the list of everyone that subscribed, do a random drawing, and give away a $50 gift card to our rockstarshop.com. So go ahead and click that link, click subscribe. Otherwise, what do we have next week? Let's take a look. Google Business Profile Masterclass. You don't want to miss that one. So make sure to go to rockuniversity.com, register. Google Business Profiles are a huge way for seller leads. Everyone is Googling companies and people, services, just like real estate agents, for more information. So we're going to talk about how you can really focus on your map ranking as opposed to just your search ranking. So that'll be next Thursday, 1 o'clock. Janie, we really appreciate you today. An amazing demo of the product. I know everyone's walking away with more information. So reach out to her if you guys want to connect and have her sponsor you. Otherwise, have an amazing weekend, and we will see you in the next training, guys.
Thank you,
Actually, you know what?
everyone.
We're going to see you in escrow is what we're going to see you in. We'll see you at the closing table. Please write Rock Title on your next deal, and we'll see you at the closing table. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.